It was a great deal that you're here. I would rather shave my balls with a rusty knife than be at this wedding.
Another simple favor is the highly anticipated sequel to Paul Feig's 2018 black comedy mystery, A Simple Favor. Reuniting Anna Kendrick as Stephanie Smothers and Blake Lively as Emily Nelson, the film resumes the twisted, complex relationship between the two women. Marked by manipulation, deception, and an uneasy bond, the film continues to blend genres, dark comedy, crime, mystery, and thriller, while promising audiences plenty of twists and turns. The story takes place 5 years after the events of the first film. Stephanie Smothers has undergone a significant transformation. From a somewhat naive mommy blogger, she is now a savvy true crime vlogger and author who has gained notoriety by chronicling her complex relationship with Emily Nelson and the fallout from Emily's incarceration. This evolution is central to the sequel's dynamic, positioning Stephanie as far more assertive and intelligent than in the original, effectively standing on completely equal grounds with Emily. The film opens with an explosive reunion when Emily is unexpectedly released from prison on appeal and confronts Stephanie during a book signing event. This confrontation reignites the fraught relationship between the two women, setting the stage for a new chapter rife with manipulation, mystery, and murder. Emily immediately pulls Stephanie back into her chaotic orbit by coercing her into becoming her maid of honor for an extravagant wedding on the scenic Italian island of Capri. The motivation is tied to a looming lawsuit. Emily threatens legal action against Stephanie for using her name and likeness without permission in Stephanie's book. Though Stephanie is wary of Emily's manipulative nature and misgivings about the wedding, she reluctantly agrees to comply, setting in motion a reunion that quickly descends into a volatile and dangerous situation. What begins as a lavish celebration quickly turns into a powder keg of suspicion, unresolved power struggles, and deadly violence. One of the most notable aspects of the sequel is Stephanie's growth as a character. She is no longer the easily manipulated and somewhat bumbling woman from the first film, but a more confident and cunning figure capable of standing up to Emily. While this shift adds complexity and a fresh dynamic to their relationship, it also somewhat dilutes the comedic charm that stemmed from their initially unbalanced power dynamic. Yet the premise for Stephanie's involvement, a lawsuit threat, feels thin and contrived, criticized by some as a forced narrative device to reunite characters whose original stories seemed conclusively wrapped. The wedding rapidly spirals into chaos with a series of murders that deepen the central mystery. The first victim is Sean, Emily's former husband, who dies after being injected with a paralyzing serum and falling through a glass shower door. Suspicion initially targets Emily, but the truth unravels when Charity is revealed, Emily's long-lost identical third triplet. Charity confesses to killing Sean, motivated by a fierce loyalty to her sister Emily. Charity's shocking introduction as a secret triplet adds a dark and unsettling twist that deepens the film's exploration of identity and family secrets. The second major death is that of Dante, the groom, and an old-money businessman. Dante is shot and falls into a shed rigged with fireworks, a death initially suspected to be linked to mob violence. However, the wedding's true purpose is far more complicated. Dante is closeted and in love with Matteo Bartolo, the son of a rival crime family. Their wedding is a carefully orchestrated facade designed to maintain Dante's public heterosexual image and to broker a fragile peace between feuding mafia families. Charity's jealousy and desire for control lead her to murder Dante. Amid the escalating turmoil, Stephanie steps into the role of amateur detective. Despite being placed under house arrest as the sole witness to Dante's death, her investigation uncovers that Aunt Linda, Emily's aunt, is under FBI scrutiny for her involvement in cons and murders. Suspicion mounts that Linda is colluding with Emily, revealing a darker, more manipulative undercurrent in the McLandon family's history. The film piles on murders, mob rivalries, secret identities, and psychological manipulation, pushing the story far beyond the original's grounded satire of suburban life into an almost cartoonish thriller. Instead of subtle humor and character depth, the film leans heavily into shock and spectacle, which alienated many viewers and diluted the franchise's distinctive appeal. Charity's character introduces some of the darkest and most disturbing themes in the sequel. Once believed stillborn, Charity was secretly delivered by Aunt Linda and raised in isolation as part of a sinister plan to replace Emily. Linda groomed Charity to assume Emily's identity, marry Dante, and inherit his fortune, plotting to eliminate Emily in the process. This backstory reveals a chilling family legacy of manipulation, blackmail, and murder, including the killing of Emily's mother to keep these secrets hidden. Charity's psychosexual obsession with Emily adds a deeply unsettling dimension. She believes they share a singular identity. Charity's jealousy drives her to kill both Dante and eventually Aunt Linda, seizing control of her own fate. In the climax, Charity defies Linda's orders to kill Emily, choosing instead to kill Linda and end her aunt's reign of manipulation. Emily convinces Charity to publicly assume her identity and confess to the murders Charity committed, allowing Emily to escape justice once again. Emily disappears into hiding in Italy under a new identity, a classic move showcasing her cunning and survival instincts. Adding to the complex web of relationships, Emily arranges for her son Nicky to be raised by Stephanie alongside her own child, Miles. This arrangement reinforces the complicated bond between Stephanie and Emily. Stephanie's new role as protector and caregiver signals the continuation of their fraught yet real friendship. The film closes on a tantalizing cliffhanger. Emily, now in hiding, is approached by Dante's mother, Portia Versano, who promises to keep her secret and hints at future plans. This sets the stage for a potential third installment, with Emily poised to inherit a criminal empire and face even more treacherous twists ahead.
How long? 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Best one yet.